There's versions, when the story is also, this is not me. This is, I think I connected everything, I guess, 3 months ago or something. I've done jiu-jitsu close to 19 years. So I always love those moments when something fundamentally goes like click. So it's been coming for long because there was a Pedro Sauer video when he was, you can look it up, Pedro Sauer side control, when he was talking about how to be in side control, how to go belly down and how to avoid all the cross faces and stuff. So it was I think it's uploaded a year ago, but it's actually a very old video, I think. So that was curious because I was like very intrigued, but there was only one place he mentioned that. He didn't say it. Sometimes saying it actually means. So it was kind of bothering me why he does this. Then Wim did his class, Wim Deputeur, a club coach also, I guess, there's a mirroring concept in his, Leuven camp, 2017, I think, or 18, sorry. That was really like bothered me because it's a very solid structured position. And I was like, why is that working? Because I'm very curious about structures and I'm always trying to change my mind. And it really kind of bothered me for a long time. And then, I had to figure it out. So I've seen it a lot. And also, I've seen it also, let's call it Estonian way, Rickson Gracie, yeah? Hickson, whatever. Rickson Gracie, he has a video about Budo Jake, he's talking about the bridge. Very famous, all jiu-jitsu world went nuts when he talk about this is the bridge, and people are like, wrestlers are bridging this way for, 2,000 years, but jiu-jitsu guys were like, yeah, this is best thing ever. So this was the video that also was like, yeah, why we're not doing that? Because Budo Jake was doing kind of weird stuff, and then Hickson was, actually pushing the shoulder away and then going over the shoulder, and wrestlers do. If you watch any NCAA match, you will see those things. So those kind of bothered me, and is it just a bridge? Is it a mount only? Is it like, where is it actually? So is it only side control stuff? So when something works everywhere, most cases, it's something very important. So I will show you now pretty much, let's go, everywhere is much to say, but that's very many cases you can use the Babybridge. In side control definitely, in mount bottom, in armbar escapes, in Kimura escapes, everything. So I will just show you different examples. You try it slowly, you switch on your own, take your best side maybe, not do both, so we just go and I will just interrupt you and give you new stuff. All the time, different positions, and then if you feel like, okay, it's too much, don't do next one. Just keep the old ones and practice those 3, 4, and if you have more skill, more room in your brain, more advanced person in jiu-jitsu, you can have, more stuff, then you can continue on. So always repeat the old stuff also we showed. So that's about it. So we start, I've written some down, and I've done this class also in US main, so it's the second time I do it. But let's start. Kimura trap. Who knows Kimura trap? Come. So usually Kimura trap, people do it from open guard. That setup doesn't matter, so go for Kimura trap. That roll. Yeah, usually end up here. Yeah. So for most people, you can start here. If you're a beginner, it's a very confusing position because, let's go. Right now we are here, yeah? My legs, his head. Most of you will start here. So really go there and take a Kimura grip. It's usually weird from here, so you go like, which way is arm? So figure it out. Yes, weird? Yes, I know, yes. So, and now the key is the Babybridge. So hold on tight. That's what you shouldn't do is, you should not, never is much to say, but let's say most cases you should not sit up. That's what YouTube shows. If you watch any Kimura trap video, they're telling you like, oh, now they're gonna sit up, and knee goes through, knee through, and they take your back and arm bars. Don't sit up. Just why the hell would you sit up, first of all? If it's and this combination is very weird combination, because it applies, I would do boxing like this, somebody throws a jab, I do this. Then it was like, why would you do that? I would just punch you in the face. So this technique probably happened in a boxing a while ago, but it was weeded out because it didn't work. So now we know something better. So Kimura trap, the least thing you should do is you sit up. If somebody sits up, you should be very surprised that why? Because everybody shows. So if you show techniques in Kimura trap, show stuff against the decent defense, not the white belt directions. Okay, so it's very obvious to sit up, but not for people that actually done jiu-jitsu. Okay, so I will show you now how you use Babybridge just to get out of stuff or just make it neutral, and then you fight for top. So, and now you just do Babybridge. How do you feel?
Okay.
I know. So, I do. So that's, you can have elbows on a mat, and now you fight for top, yeah? Usually you stiff arm the top, or, you can get the guard, whatever level you are in the environment, what you have to fight for. But you can start like looser Kimura trap. Other way around, I think, yes. Or, no? Oh, Kimura, okay, so my bad. So, don't be flat, so go here. And there's different defenses, definitely some people with legs here, but just do the baby bridge. Push the hip in, head back, and start slower. And then you just go a little bit harder. You can post and help, but that's free arm. Do whatever you want with it. So now you just baby bridge. Yes. And if they walk with me, usually slowly walk, you walk too with a bridged body, and elbow is on a mat, and now you're out. That's it. Then now you can fight for top. Do the walking stuff later. Just start first, static. You feel that kind of thing. You feel strong, and then you do this. You feel like, oh, it's gone. And now you fight for top. So that's the position I would take right away. If you would actually, as a purple belts and stuff up, maybe do the Kimura trap for the beginning. Go. I would land here, by the way. And already elbows out. So if I do everything correct, you start to attack the correct position, and it makes you good. If I stay on flat, that means my defense is good. But bad, I panic, and you get a false positive, so to speak. Yeah. So do that. I showed different levels. So figure it out. What's yours? Start with simple and then build up. That's all the versions I'm going to show in every technique. There's different levels. So know your place in environment. That's what you can take. Okay. Let's go. You go like which way? Then I use my partner. Then what you can do, make it simple for you. It's also a learning process. That's I kind of purposely did that to you because you want to learn, and you have to know that if you don't get it, there's a simpler version. Yeah. So Kimura from side control. From here it makes sense. Yeah. You have a Kimura side control. Now fall over. Yeah. And confusion is done. So I'm kind of messing with you because it's important that you suffer first. I don't know why. So kind of amusing. Yes. I don't know. So it's always fun to say I don't know. So Kimura, don't step over the head. Kimura, never fall over. It makes more sense. So, but the lesson is that what I wanted to teach is if you do something that doesn't make sense, you're like, I don't get it. Then raise your arm, I don't get it. You have that power. You don't have to go like, and then you feel bad, It's complicated, it's not for me. Very dangerous thoughts to have in your head. So, Kimura, and now you just go like, play that, yeah? And now you have this, and now he will baby bridge and straighten the arm also with a bridge. And then, elbows out, and, You can do it also without the other arm, and just, the motion is like, you just, here, and arms already here. And I do this all the time. I guess if you see me rolling, I don't worry about my neck so much. And if people ask, what about your neck? Don't worry about your neck so much. Because you have that. And then arms if you need to, but usually posture is there. So do it again, and I also show you the Kimura from side control. Then you have both. You can have both versions. So somebody gets Kimura, yeah? And now you're like, ah, shit. Yeah, go back, we'll go back. Be there. So kind of like before north-south happens. So now the answer is baby bridge. So I'm good. So they of course they're gonna push more and everything else, and then I can have a jab cross game. I need to. You can have also this. You can control the elbow. You can change, and this helps to pull. And if I baby bridge my head away, kind of hurts the wrist. And now it's about, fight for top, pull guard, go underhook, depends what they do, doesn't matter at the moment. You're out. So baby bridge is also not like pushing the hip in, but you kind of like, pulling everything back and pushing the hip in. So you can do that side control Kimura, you can fall over, play that, play around with that. Don't worry if you don't get everything. That's not the point. I'm just giving you random stuff, different level, people get differently this. You will play with that, you recognize that, and you will never roll without that anymore. It just gets better like a jab in boxing. You're not meant to get this today. you will meant to get this in 6 months. That's how the jab cross works. You don't get it, first. It takes time. So, but you will use it every class. It just gets better, more aware, more stuff. That's how it works. So I like to usually teach those things that you can never roll without, because then you can never forget me. Very egoistic thing. Because it's just, but other way, if I just teach you something like a sweep, most of you stop using it. And then I feel I haven't helped you, too much. Just one thing, and a couple of people pick it up, but not everybody. So this is, everybody will use it. You have to, in some way or another. Okay, so Kimura from side and from falling over. Okay, let's go. So, yes, the rebels.
It's always fun.
Resistance is futile. Yes. Do less. I have 1 hour, it kind of goes fast, but just do less. You always want to do so much. Be like a sloth, Do as little as possible. So my thing is actually, I'm looking for 0 points in Jiu-Jitsu. So we're in side control, we have found them, that's how I explain everything what's happening in side control. There's 0 points, you can feel safe, like turtle, turtle position is 0 point, where we just, nothing happens, and then we build all the complexity that can happen. But there's a beginning. In everything, there's a beginning, there's like, sounds like a matrix kind of like. But if you study physics, math, there's a beginning. There is a best way to start. You can argue like a little bit like where like maybe 1 plus 1, but or only like 0.5 plus 0.5 where we start. But there's a best way to start learning physics, learning math, learning anything. There's a 0 point that we all agree. So I'm after those 0 points because I think it really matters where you start to teach Jiu-Jitsu. You can mess people up really fast if you start from the wrong thing. They build, by the way, wrong habits, or they don't know why they need that habits. So another one. I think forgot. Kimura. I have to check my phone because there was something. Okay, we can go Kimura. Some of you don't have a gi, so I would probably what I will touch also. If somebody has a gi, we can do X strokes and baseball strokes because they're also dead. You can only catch it when I'm flat. But we have now joking stuff. We're gonna go baseball and stuff. So a little bit gonna mess with you. So if you fall apart, don't worry about it. I'm gonna teach you slowly like a baseball stuff. And if you have a gi, you can grab the gi. And if you have done something, then it makes sense to you with choke wise. I didn't say it. Bring a gi. That's my bad. So I'm gonna show you a little bit. But what I wanted to say is don't do less. That you always want to push. So do less. Do as little and do as little and accurate as possible. Do the Kimura. Fall down also like a north south, like a Kimura trap. Go Kimura, yes, other way. Yes. So don't go like just do less. Find out what works minimally and then add everything back. So those things are not necessary. This is a free arm. This is how scramble arm. This is a frame. So you go here. They hold like a decent, not super strong, so you can feel it. And then Babybridge. That's it. Because when you do it too much, you really don't get it. You compensate something and you really miss the point of Babybridge. Because you always want to do something else also. So I really want to dial it down to Babybridge. Just do the necessary and then add everything back. So this is about understanding really that move, just how simple it is and nothing else. Do less. It's a very hard skill to do because we always want to do too much. Doing just the right amount of time, it's a skill in life to have. It's very, very difficult actually. So let's go jump in. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I stop it because you don't get it and then I move on. We'll see how group goes. Do the baseball choke. So let's try how it works. So baseball, no gi, kind of around the neck. You can do it like knee and belly. This way, you're here, and you have those things, yeah? So go, elbow in, this way, go, stop. So, if I'm flat, everything works. And they're meant to be flat, but it also, if you're a coach, it messes with everything you teach. because you have to teach this part, because you have to catch them flat, but the dichotomy is they're never flat. You will never catch me being flat here, if I don't want to. So, do the choke. So, lock your arms, and you do this, and could be a crank, whatever it was, and then you do like elbows together, and it's some form you get. Okay, that's the choke. There's more technique to it. But then if you have a baby bridge, it's weird. And now you have a bridge, and now you can add arms later if you want, but the whole position, it's weird. Finish the choke. It's weird. So this is way stronger. So it will, if you're not used to choking, I like choking. Now it's on a video, yeah? So, so I like people go after my neck because I don't care so much, because there's a limit, and you have to feel, do it slower first, because you feel sometimes, oh, the choke is coming, but actually they can't finish it. They feel it like there's no strength. So you have to feel that. So do it nicer, and you have to now have a correct baby bridge. Do it again. So really wait, really this. So you feel that the shoulder kind of messes up this, and then later you can add arms, because the body is in a good position, so you have to need to use less arms. And if they go for a choke, kind of hard. And this is actually nothing more than necktie. So that's the weird stuff. Wait, relax. Baby bridge is that. This is what all the stand-up is about. So wrestling and neckties and stuff. So this is what you do. You push the shoulder in, and that's also the, the tucks, wrestling tucks. Wait, relax. I do those things. So play with the shoulder, feel like it just makes it weak, weird, and play with that. And if you know, lay down, for those Igor blue belts and purples, you can have baseball choke from the bottom. That's the new thing people are playing, yeah? So, and they can go head on a mat, go push my head on a mat, and you can get choked out. So the problem is you're flat. Go. Go. The problem is that. So if they have even here, and I push them, and that's the answer. So being flat is very dangerous. So if you want, do this, but if you want, do a top. Slowly, just try to understand the momentum and feel it's, it's weaker, this is stronger. And it's just, I'm explaining because I want to have the success, so I'm sorry about that. So feel it, okay, and now it's sideways, it works less. So that should be the experience if you're choking not good. And if you can really do it, then it's like choke is off and choke is on. Okay? So try to feel it. Let's go. Stop. Bring it in. What you cannot do, you can't make them panic. That's his job. If they do anything else than baby bridge, you're making them nervous, because they're going to the old habits because they don't feel safe. So you have to go progressively harder. So try the choke without turning. Go to choke. In. Go like knee slide, like it's can be a crank, can be a choke. Yeah, kind of like a mixture of that. Then do the small choke, small, and then go to baby bridge. I still want him to only wait. Stop. I still only want baby bridge. I don't want some of you like hiding and really have to open up. Yeah. So chest forward, hip in, head is back, and you can add arms later. Body does the most, so you fine-tune the body, the most efficient structure, and then you add the arm. If your body is wrong position, then you have to use a lot of arms, so they get tired, and you hard to fight. So then you can add the elbow pull a little bit here and there, but the structure, go pull, head back, reach in, and even that, do it again, baby bridge. Even that, stop. Even that shoulder shrug a little bit forward, kind of does the Americana in yourself. So that shoulder is very important, But don't do anything else, like don't turn to the side, don't just do as little as possible. Baby bridge, sure, yes. That 5 centimeter hip is very important. You just kill it, you can't have force there. Thank you. And I want you to do only that. I'm still losing some of you because you tend to do something else. You really you feel them panicking, so just your action will panic them. So do it nicely, and now try. If they have trouble, wait for them, And if they get it right, go, move on. So top guy is coach. So that's very, very important job. You can ruin the all experienced and you go both have, I don't get it. But maybe it's not my fault. Yeah, so if I do something wrong, I usually acknowledge that in classes and stuff, but most of the things I need you to follow rules. And if you have doubts, try to choke me, not your partner. So if you want to test it, bring it. And then I will show you how it works, but don't do it on your partner. Do it very slowly. So it takes time to get it. And the same happens with X-choke actually. I lost my gi jacket during this camp Monday somehow, so I don't have a gi jacket, so I will probably borrow some of you. Yeah, thank you. And magic happened, yeah? So, who has the X-choke? Or who's a baseball choke with a no gi? Sorry, gi. Who knows? Baseball choke. So, you don't get to do it because you don't have a gi, but it's a good choke. Go. Yes, and you can circle the head and put the head here also, yeah? Circle the head a little bit. Circle around. Yes. So, that's how I find out things. I get choked out a lot. So, go. I know. So, it's still on a little bit. I explicitly use it without arms. It is harder. I feel when I'm, going out or whatever. So you can always add a little bit arms. Just support. But when the body is good, then you add arms. So that's always necessary. But first, try it slowly. And for some people, you can try also X-mount. X-choke from mount. From X-choke. Like, go. That's a good job. So, go. Yes. I can add arms. They feel the little bit is there, but their finishing is off. Because I'm sideways. And I'm literally, go back to the end. And I'm literally doing. Yeah, and now I add arms also. Yeah, I can definitely, it's a little bit on, but it's not gonna, kill me or whatever. So I'm gonna add arms also, and then I can have, bridges and stuff. So this is one way to find out. They go really full force, and now I add the arms. Because his body posture, my body posture, his arms, my arms, then it's equal. If he has a body position and arms, and I only have arms, I will lose. So his body, my body, fix it, and his arm, my arm, now we're even. Now I can defend, stuff. So that's really important stuff. So try the baseball stuff again. Be a good coach. If you have a gi, you can do this, yeah, and add the arms. Feel. Top guy's a coach. Don't choke them. And if you have mount, you can do it mount. Okay? Have fun. Some of you already said weird things that somebody chokes you. I feel good, So it's really weird that first, if you come to the first class, ever, when somebody grabs your neck, you freak out totally. Like, it's just those, you're teaching people rear naked chokes, and first second they're like, oh shit, it's so dangerous. And then by time goes on, then it's like, yeah, a little bit I get choked, But this is weird because. You just feel it. There's a squeeze, but everything kind of flows. I don't know. Nobody actually knows if it's arteries, like veins or oxygen, or nobody knows kind of why you're going out. There's different theories out. But just do this, and it seems to work. And so that's the extension. And I just show you those. Like, it's a weird class to explain that theory because that's defensive posture, and you do it everywhere. That's a sprawl. If somebody goes like a single leg and stuff, you hit it with a hip. Yeah. Sprawl is like this on a mat. If you throw something, go upper, the same mechanics. So and you do stand-up stuff, clear the ties. That's exactly Thai boxing stuff, neckties and stuff. That's what you do. So it's weird when you make that connection because it goes all along there, and we didn't use it on a mat. And wrestlers did it 2,000 years ago. We're like, So, and it makes if you coach, it messes you up again. Because now it's weird to teach. Because if you're teaching somebody being flat and you just, I do arm bars and stuff, and no, I'm not flat. You have to make me flat. And not pushing your knee, not doing anything that. I'm just baby bridging, and you're feeling weird already. So as I would be like defensive position, now You have to learn, catch me, being flat. So that's a jab, you know, somebody drops and you do, and before they hit it back, you do your punch. So the timing jiu-jitsu attacks goes really crazy precise. Because if I'm flat, you have all the world to mess with me, yeah? Like arm bars and stuff. But, wait, let go a little bit. So if I'm here, I'm doing this. That's my default position. I can also turn away. That's more fun usually. So I do this, and now it's like, what do you do? So dominate knee and belly, go. I'm like, I couldn't care less actually. So, and then I still sit up, I go here, whatever I want to do. And also knee and belly, this is quite weird for him. Kind of like there's no balance. I do this all the time. I go up, and then I'm escaping. So I turn away a lot. So that's kind of what I do. So being flat it works. Knee and belly works. Those chokes works, but timing is wrong. Because you're attacking somebody that does this to you in boxing. You just hit the face all the time. But you have to hit somebody in the face that does a good defense. How to lure them out. How to make them reach. How to catch them off their guard. So how to catch somebody while they're on their back, let's say. It's a timing issue, split second. It makes sports way competitive. So defensively, you can try it on me, but it's very hard to do any attacks. And that's what pushes the attack become better. So that's what also defense is very good. You have to have very good defense. Anyway, north-south choke, you know? So, north-south, it's a good choke. Yeah, go. Yes, go. So, now, go. What do you feel? I know. So, so let's say in side control, I can also do this because there's a big other class. I can do this also. Go to neck because the boxing shoulder. Because I can do boxing shoulder, yeah. Crane neck, boxing shoulder. So, but let's go like the Babybridge. Go. So you go here, give your head, go. You can do it the other way also, but it's a little bit more dangerous.
Here?
Yeah. It kind of works more a little bit.
Right.
And the other side is, so feel it, do the choke. Guillotine backwards and from north-south, kind of just squeeze. If you don't know it, just squeeze. Yeah. Because you know, a lot of chokes like Dars, they call it choke. You know, it's a shank. It's a choke and a crank. So we call it a shank. Because it's like the Dars, yeah, it's a choke, but usually like somebody's going home like this, you know, later. Because it's like a bone to the neck and you just tap for it. So some jokes are just squeeze, but you want to do it better anyway. So if you feel, my advice as a coach would be, if you feel somebody like neck cranked you, and Dars is like a legit neck crank, can be. So sometimes it's bad when you say it was a neck crank, so I tapped, so you take that. So you don't gonna brag like I tapped only because of neck crank. So it is a legit and you tapped. But my guys least, they always want to know that was it a crank? Yeah, so that's kind of what we do. And if you're not used to it, and somebody tells you it was a crank, so you go like, what the fuck? Why does it matter? So, but you want to do actually chokes. You know, it's a pure technique, so to speak. And in competition, in street fight, whatever, you have to survive. You know, you cranks probably you want to win. But in classes, you don't want to injure people. You want to do as pure technique as you can. So I would always say like just give feedback if it's a crank or not. Because it's dangerous also, because we hear so many stories about these days, people having disc fusions and stuff, their necks are done, their backs are done, it's dangerous. So you shouldn't have anybody cranking your neck, because in 10 years, you will be crippled. So you don't want that. Or you play jiu-jitsu and 5 years, everybody has arthritis. Yeah, because of gi stuff. That's how I grab fingers. I don't use gi nails, I grab fingers. Because you're pretty much guaranteed to have arthritis. It's kind of crazy, huh? So I don't like those things, so that's why I do this. This is like color stuff, but I usually grab no gi. I grab fingers to play spy guard. But that's me. So you have to consider that and make your own decisions. So north-south, try to choke. Babybridge, look into them, so to speak, and then look away if you want to, but that's hard. Okay, let's go. So, now we have a Dars, we have a guillotine. And guillotine was top guillotine defense that was the most craziest move for me that we figured out, and it's not special because it's in wrestling, we discovered later. Because it's duck under. And it was, for me, I don't know why, but it was most genius application that I found so far. Because it saves me against so much trouble, and it saves me against high elbow guillotines. Because that was the move that nobody has, medicine against. You go guillotine, you want to grab over the shoulder and stack them, yeah? If they have a high elbow, you can't do that. You choke yourself. So I was like, I don't like moves, they don't have counters. There's something wrong, I have to have it, what to do against that. So I will show you 2 guillotines, one from mount and from the guard, top. From top it looks more like a sprawling position, like this. So it's still a bridge. But I do it like a specific mount thing when somebody has a mount guillotine. And I might lose you some of it because it's mount guillotine is weird, you haven't done it, so just squeeze. Yeah? And they tap. Just can opener or something from the top, and you feel it's a lock, and then you do Babybridge. And so let's go mount guillotine. We'll see how it looks. Go and slowly go. Yes, that sucks, yeah. And now slowly go. What do you feel?
Can't do it.
I know. So what I do. So don't be flat. That's the mount position, and everything else, don't be flat, yeah? Don't protect your neck, don't worry about your neck so much. So mount guillotine, if they even get it, they're usually in transitions and stuff. And literally, if you do anything less, you're in trouble. And then you can also grab this if you want. You can add arms, like you're stacking and stuff, and stop them from extending. But really important is Babybridge. And then this shoulder is done. It's very, very hard to squeeze. And, wait, hold on. And we can also go slowly, turn away your head. Here. And then I can go also from top. I can also go like bridge on top, but it's more like difficult. So if you have a knowledgeable top guard, you can do that, but mostly stay there. But it's really, really important that there's a bridge. So start slow and do this. If you have really good squeeze, then it's harder to turn. So start easier, yeah? So, and the top is the guard, whatever you want to do, like a butterfly, close guard, whatever. So, sit up and the guillotine, yeah? And this is usually when they just grab, do this, and that's easier, and people do it. But you can do it both ways. But high elbow, this is like sucks, yeah? So, and you can't really reach. You always get stuck. So the secret is bridge. So what I do this. And hopefully it messes everything up. Even guys with the longer arms, because you have to test it with long arm guys. So, see what happens? Same move, go. They can't do high elbow. And now you can pass. So what you do, stand up. What you do is a duck under slowly. And nothing more. And that drives me nuts, because it was like, why nobody showed that connection? It's not like a new move. But in Jiu-Jitsu we don't do it. And if you just go like this, the guillotine is done, and everybody's turning in and grabbing the neck, grabbing the arms. You can just go like boom, nothing works. You just, they even feel the strength is gone. So, do it again. From the guard. You can do it close guard, butterfly guard, whatever you want to do it. Close guard, right now. So, go. Kind of like even go. And now maybe you stack in if you want. So we have this, and both are good, but this is kind of early, yeah?
Priit, if you had your head down already, could you still do that?
Probably there's a point of no return.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a balance point.
So there's the timing.
Yeah, there's a timing, they have to catch me. Here, everything works. So it's like when you're punching, boom, and then this has to work. So that's why boxing is hard, to catch them while they're off guard. It's a split second. So defense makes your usually you think guillotine timing is like this. And when you meet the good defense, you go like, no, it's not. It's somewhere, And good defense shows timing is this. And so you catch them really fast. That's your timing. Your attacks will become like wrestling, boxing, everything else, really sharp. Exactly the right timing. It's more fighting, more commitment, more everything, So that's why we can have more fighting skills. It makes you more aggressive, more precise. It makes you more like, boxing. Right away, everything at once. Wrestling, everything at once. You go like Doesn't work like that. So everything is there, so jiu-jitsu becomes a little bit like this. Arms and legs, everything at once. Okay, so try it out. We only have 6 minutes. So guillotines from mount and from top. So there's a DAR stuff. There's a side control stuff actually. So in US main camp video comes also out, so you can look it up. There I was able, I don't know how. This time I did it kind of same way, but I had less time, so I don't know. So I'm always trying to change the order of things I will teach, you know, and then I see different results. So I'm always experimenting with the teachings. But this all is meant to give you time. I'm not guaranteeing in Mount Guillotine you will escape, but you will put yourself in a good position where they can't add strength, and you just wait. And then wait for the adjustment of grips, and then you escape, or, you know, that's all meant for you to save, buy time. And also, you know, it's a bigger system, so you can bug me during the open mats and stuff, and what else was there, and you can train it. So definitely, if you're interested, if you're intrigued. And then it's really important that you know why you lose. Then, if you know why you lost, then losing is fun. You want to do it better next time. Because you will lose trying this a lot. That's what it's meant to be. Like, that's anything in learning. Think about someone who have kids. You know, they just don't go like, I walk. The 8 months usually takes them like, pump, 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 you know? Imagine like after 50th time they fall, they go like, oh, fuck this shit, you know? No, they're doing it as long as they're going to learn to walk. So if you will exclude or something, yeah, this technique, a couple of times you try, it doesn't work. So think about what you do. You're learning something new. Think about boxing jab. If you tell the boxing coach, I learned that jab a couple of days ago and now it doesn't work. The boxing coach will look at you like you're stupid. It's like, go work your jab. It's like drills and stuff and everything, yeah? So try it, fail, and then you understand why you failed. I couldn't do this, I was late. So now it's fun to lose. I'm all about losing, because you have to lose to get really good. But it's making it fun when you know why you lose. So next time you can go like, I do it better. But if you don't know why you lose, and you get your ass kicked all the time, it's torture. You don't know what to do. And then they tell you, you have to enjoy this. It's very, very, very hard. That's why people quit, because it's so frustrating. So, and that's what I want to do more. I want to make losing more enjoyable by having survival skills and stuff, and know why arm was end and what to do against this and that. So this is very, very important. So I have one class left, and that's armbar escapes, and then we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.